No. Nothing more. You do more. It's for you.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to today's edition of the Morning Market Review. Yes, we have one or two things to talk about, especially regarding yesterday's CPI, what we expect for today and tomorrow's PPI data coming out. But let me begin with I think we should start with Forex Factory. Look at what Forex Factory has for us. Let me share my Forex Factory screen with us. Okay, good. So yeah, we'll be giving Forex Factory, see what it's all about. And we just got a GDP data as at this morning. We just released GDP data. They just released GDP data, not we. They just released GDP data on Great British Pound. And that data is actually it came out exactly as expected, which is not bad for GBP. It's a news that, well, the market, I don't think we've gotten so much reaction to the market yet for that GBP. But GBP data, GBP currently is retracing its move. It's retracing the move that it has made because of CPI. Okay. But later today, I think we have 30-year bond auction by $6:06 p.m. I don't really expect that to do so much, but so it means that for the later part of the generality of today, we might be looking at the market technically. Okay, might be looking at the market technically. So what we will do is approach our chart, analyze the market chart by chart. Okay, so let's move on to our chart. But I wanted to say something about yesterday's CPI. That what happened was as CPI came out higher than expected. CPI came out higher, then that means that there's a general increase in inflation, right? Inflation data came out higher. So that means that and that the reason why dollar got that strength was because we expect that if inflation is as high as it is, okay, if inflation is as high as it is, then that means that the Fed might actually be forced to increase interest rate. That is the hope that these guys have. That when the next FOMC data comes out, especially regarding interest rates, we might actually get an increase in interest rates. Okay, but when Personally, I don't think that the US will be increasing interest rates any further, but that's what CPI data tells you. And that's why when CPI data comes out higher than expected, it always gives strength, or mostly gives strength, to the dollar. You understand? So now, anybody who has that particular CPI and forex factory for 12:30, like what Victoria is talking about in the chat, is there's a high chance that we actually have left daylight savings. So you need to adjust the time on your forex factory. It's very possible that the time on your forex factory is not adjusted to GMT plus 1. You understand? So if it's adjusted to GMT plus 1, here in GMT plus 1 West Africa. So if you come to this, let me show you quickly. Okay, still on forex factory. So if you come to this place here where this time is, you should have the same time with Nigerian time. So as you select this, make sure that your time zone is GMT plus 1 West Central Africa. Okay, so that's it. So let's go to our chart. Good. I'm beginning with the dollar index. For the dollar index, we noticed that we got strength in the dollar during CPI somewhere around here. Was that it? Oh no, not even there. Somewhere around here, we got strength in the dollar, but not so much. Maybe a push up of around 40 pips. Like we said, it was not as much as we expected, and that's why it still feels like the weakness in the dollar is actually still solid. You understand? Especially because we know that no, we have passed the point of government actually trying to increase interest rates. You understand? We've passed that stage, and what we're looking at is reduction, reduction in interest rate, because generally the economy is stabilizing. So we're getting to that point where CPI may start losing its relevance, and that's why it did not even move as much as expected yesterday. But of course, it was still a trading opportunity to make money. So that said, if you notice on my 1 hour here, you will see that there seems to be a trend line that the dollar index is respecting like this. And that's why even when it went around here, it could not break here, even with the high impact data, right? So it's very possible that we will still see further weakness. Although yesterday or Friday, this is how the market ended on Friday. With a butterfly, a dragonfly doji, right? And a bullish confirmation. Now, this place where price was rejected is around where it was rejected sometime in November last year. Okay, it was rejected around that point, and price was able to push up, up to the 103 point or 104 zone, right? So we still have that on the daily time frame, looking like price has hit a particular point where it's likely going to close. But the truth is that there is a downtrend on the dollar index, as you can notice here on the daily time frame. 1, retracement. 2, and this could just be a retracement for price to make what? A lower low. You understand? So that said, given that we don't have any high impact today, we might actually see the dollar actually retrace, or we see the dollar return back to the bearish trend that she's on. You understand? So that said, let's look at Euro USD. I like to analyze the dollar index, just to analyze it, not necessarily to take entries on it, but it's also an instrument you can trade on. But I like to analyze it because of other instruments, especially instruments that are affiliated with the dollar. You understand? So that's why I like looking at dollar index first. I like looking at forex factory, and then I move to dollar index. Okay, so let's move. Sorry. Okay. Now for Euro USD, yesterday, the news actually kind of pushed Euro USD down, but towards the end of the day, it retraced a lot of that particular bearish move. And even if this place for Euro USD has become a verified resistance, actually, this zone here for Euro USD. It's a zone that, first of all, it battled with for a long time before breaking below it on 1 hour. So this is going to be a zone where we need to work with, or we need to be careful with, or we'll be able to confirm if Euro USD is going to continue towards the upward zone. You understand? Which is likely if the dollar continues her weakness here, which is highly likely. So what I'm going to do on Euro USD, of course, respecting this particular resistance point here, I could be looking out if price retraces towards this zone. I could be looking out for a fall to the downside, and then I'm looking out for a buy if at all price can now break above that zone. I think we'll have a clearer picture when we look at it on the 1 hour, that you've had series of lower lows, right? You've had series of lower lows like this from I think this is the 8th of March. After this high here, price kind of broke structure, but instead of continuing to give us higher, price started giving us lows, right? Lower lows. And so that is a break of that bullish structure. You understand? Then the data came out yesterday, and that data actually now gave strength to the dollar. You understand? Even if that does not mean so much from what we have seen, right? So, but Euro will have to contend with this particular place before we can continue looking out for a buy. So, if I even want to look out for a buy, I'll be looking out for a buy once Euro USD clears off this place. Once it clears off to 1.09580 zone. If it clears to 1.09580 zone, then I can look out for a buy. Let's see how many pips you have here, around 30 pips. Can look out for around 20 to 30 pips of push up once Euro USD clears above 1.09 1.09580 zone. I can look out for a push up there. So that's a price to watch out for bullish preference on Euro USD. Now, understanding that this particular place here is a very strong resistance that has rejected price a couple of times. You understand? It's very possible that around that particular zone, I can still look out for a rejection in price. Okay, so while I am watching 1.095580 zone, I'm also going to be looking out for 1.09460. Now, if price gets to 1.09460 and it is rejected from that place, I will sell. If price gets to 1.09, once price gets to this place and it cannot close above here, it's rejected around this place, I will sell further to around 1.09320. Let's even see if price is even rejected around here, then I would even look out for more sell on Euro USD, right? So what I've said is that looking out for two prices. The first one to get to is this 1.09460. If it gets to 1.09460 and it is rejected there, that means that Euro USD will head back down. Okay, and then I will be selling from there with around 20 pips in mind. I'll be selling from there till around 20 pips in mind. Now, if Euro USD instead now closes above 1.09580, if it closes above 1.09580, then I will buy with around 20 to 30 pips in mind. Okay, so the prices you are looking out for is, will Euro USD be rejected at 1.09460? or will it break 1.09580? Okay, if it's rejected at 1.09460, you sell. If it breaks 1.09580, look out for a buy. Okay, let's move from Euro USD and let's look at GBP USD.
Yeah, 48.
Okay, so let's look at okay, I've muted. Sorry for that. I've muted everybody. From Euro USD, let's move on to AUD USD. See what it's all about. You're going to notice that we have the same kind of structure for these guys. Okay, we have the same kind of structure for these guys. We got a divergence here that pushed price a bit down. Around like 20 to 30 pips, it pushed AUD USD a bit down. Now, apart from that, Okay, we agree that if you check AUD/USD on the daily time frame, this guy has been making series of bullish moves, trying to recover or trying to retrace from the sell it has had. Now it's approached this zone where it was rejected, and it's not by mistake that it was rejected, because around this place where price was rejected like this on the daily time frame, if you trace it, you see that you have somewhat of a liquidity zone there. You understand? So like an order block, and then price was rejected there, right? So that means that there is something about this point here, and seeing the huge level of rejection that we got on the daily time frame, and after that couple of bearish moves, even if yesterday you can see the confusion of CPI in the air regarding that particular move, but personally, even when PPI comes out tomorrow, there's a high chance that PPI will still give strength to the dollar, even if it's not a lot of strength, because most time PPI data will likely follow what CPI data has done. You understand? So AUD/USD is likely ranging around here, but I will be looking out for where to trade a reversal or where to look out for that rejection. Now, if you look at it on 15 minutes, you can tell that this whole zone where AUD/USD is close to like this zone here, right? It's a zone where price has been rejected a lot. This was that push up by NFP, but this zone is a zone where price has been rejected a lot. So personally, this is a zone where I will look out for a sell on AUD/USD. You understand? So I could be looking out for a sell on AUD/USD from 0.66 200. I'll be looking out for a sell from around 0.66 200. Also, if this guy breaks this support here, which I feel it will do, if he breaks this support here, I will still look out for a further sell. If he breaks that support, I'll look out for a further sell. So the two places I'm looking out for, 0.66 200 for me to sell from there, and then 0.66 060. So if he buys to 0.66 200, I will sell from there. Now, if he sells to 0.66 060, I will also sell from there. And from these 2 points that I'm selling AUD/USD from, I expect that AUD/USD would return to test this particular support here, or even give us a lower low like it has done. Okay, I expect that it will even give us a lower low like it has done. So at least where I'll be looking out for coming out of that sell on AUD/USD, either I'm selling from 0.66 200 or I'm selling from 0.66 060. I should be looking out at coming out from 0.65 870. We'll be looking out for a profit around 0.65 870. Okay, so if we trade from 0.66 060, I have over 15 pips of profit there. And if I'm selling from 0.66 200, I have over 30 pips of profit from there. Okay, so I could be looking out for a sell from 0.66 200, or if it doesn't go there to pick my sell from there, I could sell from 0.66 060 all down to 0.65 870. Okay, that's how I will trade AUD/USD. Okay, let's look at one more dollar pair. And let's look at USD/JPY. Okay, so yeah, USD/JPY, after JPY announced that they were done with all those negative interest rates, we got strength in JPY. But you'll notice that we had a rejection here. We had a bullish confirmation here from yesterday's news, and that could actually mean that we could get a bullish run on USD/JPY today. You understand? But that said, let's look at what the market is looking like. So the current barrier that USD/JPY will face if she's going to continue her bullish move will be this particular zone here, would be 148.280. 148.280 is the current barrier that USD/JPY will be facing. So if this bullish move is going to continue, that is where I want to see price trade to before I take up my buy. Okay, so I want to be looking at USD/JPY buying from 148.340. Okay, I want to be looking at buying from 148.340, and then over 30 pips of profit in sight. Okay, so if it buys above 148.340, I will buy and look out for 30 pips of profit. Okay, I'll buy and look out for 30 pips of profit. Then if it sells below this point here, okay, if it sells below this point here, if the weakness of the dollar continues and it sells below this point, in fact, personally, I feel like if USD/JPY even sells to this point, I'll look out for a buy from there. Okay, if USD/JPY even sells to this point, I'll likely look out for a buy from here, from this point here. Okay, so you've seen some candlestick confirmation that shows that a small retracement might likely be in place, you know. So this is a zone where I'll be looking out for entry in USD/JPY. Right, so remember the first zone I looked at was 148.340, right? And then my second zone will be 147.100. 147.100. If it gets to that point, I will look out for a buy from there. Considering the candlestick formation we saw on the daily time frame, I will expect to buy from there and then push up towards from that 147.100, I'll buy from there and push up towards 147.400, which is like 30 pips. Okay, so for USD/JPY, I'm considering 148.340 to look out for 30 pips. I'm also considering 147.100 to look out for 30 pips. Both scenarios, I'm looking out for a buy on USD/JPY. Okay, so let's move on from currencies and let's check out indices. Let's look at DE40. You know, we're back. Our European session is back to okay, good. So back to 8 o'clock, and you see DE30 currently pushing up. I think this is a new high that it has made again. Made another historical high, which is amazing, you know. But I would also say that I want to be careful with this buy. Right now, there are two reasons. Number one is, as I've said before, once price is on a new high like this, it's if you're trading, you're buying from that new high, the risk is higher because it's hard to determine where you're buying to. You understand? It's hard to determine where you're buying to because of there's no technical price has not been there before. You understand? Now, another thing is that considering the fact that DE30 is making a new high like this, as you can see, I used the line chart, and you will notice that price is making a higher high, right? From this last high here, price is making a higher high, but my RSI here is making a lower high. You understand? My RSI is still making a lower high at this point. I would apply a horizontal line for you people to see what I'm talking about. From here like this to here. Okay, it's higher, right? But if you check the RSI from here down here, is lower. You understand? And when you get divergence like that, it will be very nice to sell from the nearest resistance. But there is no resistance here because this is a new place where price has got into. You understand? It's a new place where price has got into. So one of the best ways that I would trade this, apart from using my 50-period moving average to look out to confirm when I'm going to sell, I'll be looking out for a sell once DE30 trades back into this pocket here. Okay, so take advantage of, because from that new high like that and you're getting a divergence, there's a high chance that the retracement will be I think the retracement will be massive. You understand? I feel like it will be substantial, the amount of retracement that price will do. So instead of looking out for a buy on DE30, I can actually look out for my sell below this very bullish candle here. If that retracement begins to occur, I can look out for myself from 17,980. I look out for myself from 17,980 to around 17,950. Okay, 17,980 to 17,950. Now, there are times when I've told you guys that I would rather wait for price to retrace and then I will buy, right? Why this time is different and why I'm looking out for that sell from this zone is because of that divergence on 1 hour. Because of the divergence on 1 hour, I expect a fall, I expect a sell, and that's why I'm taking my sell below this candle here and I'm coming out around this support here. So 79.80, take profit at 79.50 will be where I'll be looking out for a sell. I do not have a buy preference for now. I do not have a buy preference for now. The best thing I can tell you is that once price becomes, you can apply your RSI on your 1 hour chart. You can apply your RSI on your 1 hour chart. Once price gets oversold on 1 hour, once price gets oversold on 1 hour, you can actually now look out for a buy from there. You understand? Apply your RSI on your chart. If your RSI if it gets oversold, okay, RSI gets oversold, you can look out for a buy from the nearest support. You understand? But trading DE30 like this, I would rather have that sell stop, considering the fact that I have a bearish divergence on DE30 1 hour. Okay, so that will move on from DE30. Let's check out US 100. Let's check out US 100. Let's see what's going on with this guy. Okay, so for US 100, it's almost the same thing as DE30, just that it's not at its own new high. On the daily time frame, we got US 100 is already beginning to play around this zone here, you know, down here, up here, down here, back up to that zone, right? So right now, what market is just doing is market is doing sideways trading. You can see it, sideways trading. You can see it better on the 4 hours. Okay, you can see it better on the 4 hours, how price has been dancing between this resistance and this particular support, right? So what we will look out for now, right now, US 100 is kind of trading above a weak resistance, although it's still on that resistance. It's just trading above that particular zone, although it's still on that zone. So it's hard to say right now until the candle closes to determine if price has broken that resistance. So for something like US 100, if price conveniently breaks resistance, I can easily buy it. Why? Because I have zones to look out to. I have zones to look out to. This is not a new high. If price breaks above this zone, then I would expect it to head back towards this higher zone here. You understand? So it's very different from DE40 that is already at a new high. You know that I'm careful of buying further. US 100 is not at a new high. I can easily say that if it breaks above this point, there is somewhere it is headed towards, right? So that's how I'm going to trade US 100. Watch how it performs, watch how it behaves. We have a lot of room. We have a lot of room. So I will wait for this guy to close above, just above all these weeks and you know, drama around here. So if US 100 closes above 18,280, I could look out for a further buy. Okay, you can look out for a further buy to around 18,300. From that 18,280, I can look out for a further buy to 18,300. Okay, so yes, that's how I would trade US on it. Now, another thing to note, I hope that we all have gotten very used to the moving average, especially the 50 period moving average that we talked about, where you should be looking out for a buy after 2 consecutive, you know, something like that. If you were using that strategy, you would currently be on a buy on US 100. You know, most likely your buy will be from here, this zone here. You have 2 consecutive bullish candles that broke above and then you bought. If you did not take this buy, then maybe you saw this one here because price returned back to test the moving average and gave 2 consecutive bullish candles. So you could also be on this one, right? So for me, I'm going to sell US 100 only if I get 2 consecutive bearish candles below my moving average. If I get 2 consecutive candles below my moving average, then I look out for a sell. Okay, but if I don't have that, I'm waiting for price to break above 18,280 so that I can buy. Okay, so I will apply my 50 period moving average on my chart. If price comes towards it to test it, I will now watch. When price comes to the moving average, if price now gives me 2 bearish candles below the moving average, 1, 2 consecutive, I will look out for a sell from there. You understand? But if instead when it tests it, it gives me 2 consecutive bullish candles above the moving average, I'll look out for a buy from there. That's a much easier way to trade US 100 this morning. You understand? So we looked at D for the dollar. So let's check commodities. Let's check gold. Gold was able to make some level of retracement after testing new highs. Not so much of retracement, but you know, we got some level of retracement, and a lot of it was due to CPI yesterday. I think out of all of them, gold moved the most. And yet, day before yesterday, we got an inverted hammer on the daily time frame, and yesterday we had bearish candles. So, there's a high chance that this retracement is, or this, retracement on daily time frame is likely going to continue a bit more. You understand? Even if we know that the trend is an uptrend, you understand? The trend is an uptrend, and because it's an uptrend, the best thing you want to do most times is look out for a sell from support zones. But the truth is that gold itself is more of a reactive instrument to dollar. Gold is reactive to dollar. You understand? All depends on what this dollar index is doing. You understand? So that said, just like we saw for Euro USD and AUDUSD, gold has created the resistance for a sell here, and has been rejected multiple times, even on a smaller time frame. You understand? So there's a high chance that we might likely see a further fall, and gold might return to test this particular support zone here, except if it can easily break above this zone. In fact, all these zones for me are places that, personally, if the price trades to, I will be looking out for a retracement back to the downside. You understand? Here, because of what price is done around here, because of what price has done around here. So there is still room for gold to retrace a bit further. You understand? So what I will do, my advice for gold will be to actually sell gold. I could sell gold. I can do, even right now, I can do an instant sell on gold. I can have my stop loss at around 2160, 2162. I can have my stop loss at around 2162. Can actually sell gold now to come out at around 2150. And sell gold to come out at around 2150. You understand? My stop loss can be around 2162. Take profit at around 2150 or 2153, around that point. Okay, so I can sell stop loss at around 2162, take profit at around 2153. Now, in terms of buy, in terms of, okay, this is a trade now for me to buy, I would expect price to close above 2167. If price closes above 2167, then I would buy it to around 2180. Okay, so I'm selling gold to around 2153, my stop loss at 2162. But if price closes above, let's say price hits the stop loss, and then price closes around above 2167, I'll buy for that to around 2179. Whatever it is that, my stop loss would have given me here, I could recover from this particular move here. You understand? So that's how the game is. But considering the fact that it has delayed so much around here, it could return back to the downside. Okay, could return back to the downside and just test it. I think that even PPI will push gold down, but maybe not. CPI did not even have very good volatility according to its standard, so PPI may actually even be weaker. You understand? PPI may be weaker, but I think it will give strength. So up until that time, we may just see gold still play around this zone here. Okay, so I'm selling gold to around 2150 or 2153. I could have, for that my sell, I could have my stop loss at 2162. Okay, for that instant sell, I have my stop loss at around 2162. Then I could buy gold. If it closes above 2167, I can buy to around 2180. You understand? And I would have recovered and made more on whatever I lost on that sell. But I expect that sell. I'm actually pretty confident with that sell. Okay, so we looked at gold. Let us look at oil. Looked at oil WTI a couple of times. So we look at oil today. oil is bearish. Just like we said that there's going to be some level of fall in oil. Oil has, let me go back to daily time frame so that we can see. Oil has really ranged around this point here for a long time. Do you know? It's been hard for oil to break above this point here. It's been hard. And after the divergence it did on daily time frame, you know, there's a high chance that that sell would likely continue. Oil WTI was even clearer, you know, rejecting and giving us very clear lower lows, you know, as we would even notice on oil on 1 hour. Let me give us a clearer chart. Okay, good. Now, if you see this guy here, you know, you notice that price has been making this lower low here, like lower highs, right? And has been obeying this trend line. Got here, came back down, got here, came back down. Is here now. Expect it to actually come down. Personally, I expect that oil will sell back to this zone where it has been rejected 2 times. So I expect oil to continue selling from where it is now to at least 81.80. Okay, so if I'm trading oil, I will be looking out for a sell. I'll be looking out for a sell on oil right now to around 81.80. So I'll be looking out for like an instant sell on oil. Even if oil comes back towards this zone, from this zone here, this is a good place for you to actually look out for a sell on oil. Okay, so I'll be selling oil to 81.80. Even if oil retraces to 82.40, I'll still look out for a sell there. And I'm selling oil down to 81.80. Okay, I'm selling oil down to 81.80. Most of the times that I see oil selling from around here, recently it got to this zone. Can see it here. Can see it here. You know, because here did not get so much, but here was rejected, got there, here, you know. So most times you have oil falling all the way down to that point. So I'm selling oil instant sell to around 81.80. I'm also selling oil even if it retraces to 82.30, 82.40. I'm selling it further down. You understand? So that is how I will trade oil. We do not have any high impact data today, but tomorrow we'll be having a live trading session on PPI. Okay, we'll be having for PPI tomorrow, we'll be having a live trading session with that same link that we use for our high impact data. Okay, now on Friday, guys, our people in Abeokuta, your turn is your time is here, your time is now. On Friday, we will be at Abeokuta by 11 a.m. at Continental Suites, and we will be having series of training. I'll be there, and then 2 of our main guys, that's Jules and Solomon FX, will be there to give us training at the Abeokuta venue, Continental Suites. Okay, so guys, get ready. Make sure you're there. Okay. Yeah, I think that for the rest of this week, that's really what we are going to have. PPI training or PPI live trading will be coming up tomorrow. Also by 1 p.m. with that same link. Of course, we'll send if details to you through your account officers later today. Then on Friday, we'll be having a special training at Abeokuta Continental Suite. Okay. Yeah, so that's what this week we'll be looking at. So do not forget, trade the market technically. Head over to our WhatsApp channel. We have, if you have not gone through the divergence strategy, we did a short video on divergence. If you've not gone through that, make sure you head to our WhatsApp channel to learn about that. Okay, make sure you join our WhatsApp channel to learn about that. Now, also further market moves and market information will be dropped on the WhatsApp channel. Let me get to join the WhatsApp channel. You can get the link from your account officers. We have posted the link on this thing so many times. So just reach out to your account officer for the WhatsApp channel. Okay, we'll drop it on. Just George, just look at the chat. We'll drop it right now on the chat. Okay, drop it on the chat. Then look at GBP JPY. Okay, for the person saying look at GBP JPY, I've looked at it. What do you want me to? Okay, let's look at GBP JPY. So on daily time frame, after that push up, GBP JPY, do you remember from the strength of JPY, like we talked about for USD JPY, we have GBP JPY dropping because of that particular move, and it is such a beautiful set up on this thing. We have like that M shape, that M shape move where you have like a double top on daily time frame and price returning all the way down. There's a high chance, I want to believe that, okay, although this was not a higher high. So there's a lot of bearish pressure on GBP JPY right now. Okay, so except it breaks above this small resistance that's created for itself, I don't think that we should be looking out for GBP JPY returning to the upside. You understand? I think that rather we should be looking out for buy entries on GBP JPY. You understand? We should be looking out for buy entries on GBP. Sorry, sell entries. What am I saying? Sell entries on GBP JPY. So personally, I can sell GBP JPY from below this point here. I can sell GBP JPY from 190 or 180. I can sell it down to 187.720. So I can sell GBP JPY from there because that's over 40 pips. All these points here are like, liquidity zones whereby I would expect price to break before I sell further. You understand? Now, even if GBP JPY buys towards this upside, I'll still look out for a sell, considering what I saw or what we saw on the daily time frame. You understand? So there's bullish pressure. There is still strength. GBP data came out. Remember, GBP data came out today, and the GDP was actually equal to what was expected, which is like, normally when high impact news comes out, they say if it is stronger than or equal to, is good. But you can see how it's selling, even with that fundamental it came out. So there's a lot of bearish pressure, and I think that it's selling. On 30 minutes, we had a bearish engulfing here, which means that there's a high chance that GBP JPY will continue selling. So if I was going to advise you to take an entry, to be a sell on GBP JPY. Okay, that's it. Yes. We are back to our 2:30 for New York session. So our live trading session today would resume. We did not hold it yesterday. Our live trading session would we resume. Because of CPI, we didn't hold it yesterday, but our live trading session will resume today by 2 p.m. We've been having it by 3 p.m. for some time now because of daylight saving, but we are back. New York session is back by 2:30. So our live trading session will be back. Afternoon trading session will be back by 2 p.m. today. Okay, at 2 p.m. For the person talking about the RSI indicator, how to get it, the instruction is in that video that we posted on the WhatsApp channel. The RSI indicator is on your MT4. Okay, indicators list, then oscillators is under oscillators. Go to indicators list, go to oscillators, you'll see relative strength index there. Okay, go to the WhatsApp channel, watch video on it, on how to set it up, on how to use it. Okay, yeah, so that's the much that we can take today. You will hear from us again by 2 p.m. this afternoon. Okay, but do not forget that we will be having PPI live trading session tomorrow, and do not forget Abeokuta people that we will be live at Abeokuta on Friday by 11 a.m. at Continental Suites. Okay, make it a date with us. Okay, this is the much we can take today. Thank you so much for your time. Have a very profitable day. Bye for now.